Hi, my name is Alana. I'm the founder of INC Capital, where we advise clients on global citizenship and residency by investment solutions. I want to spend a bit of time talking about the real estate requirements associated with a Malta Permanent Residency permit. There's a couple of ways in which you can qualify. In the first place, you have to consider that you are being granted permanent residency status valid for life, which means that as the main applicant, you have to prove that you have a residential address on the island for life. There is a compliance requirement, though, only for the first 5 years, and that compliance requirement is associated with the minimum value of the investment that you make, either the purchase or the residential lease agreement. If you lease a property, the minimum requirement is 14,000 euros per annum, regardless of whether you are renting this property on Malta, the main island, or on Gozo, the smaller island. So 14,000 euros per annum for the first 5 years. That is your compliance requirement. You are not allowed to sublet that property because you are leasing it, and that is your residential address on the island. After 5 years, that investment amount can drop, or that lease agreement value can drop, but you have to maintain a residential address on the island. So the requirement doesn't disappear after 5 years, it's just the minimum value that changes. Furthermore, you are able to make a purchase. So if you find a property that you really like, you can invest in that property, and there you have to spend a minimum of 375,000 euros. In this case, interestingly enough, the last amendments that were made to the program now allows our clients to sublet this property, but only on a short-term basis, because once again, this address is associated with your residential card and your family's residential card as your residential address associated with your permanent long-term for life residency. So once you consider that, then it makes sense that you can short-term let it, but you cannot rent it out on a long-term basis. Everything in European countries is based on your residential address. Your residential card has it on. Any other benefits that you have, anything that you do, your bank accounts, your health insurance, everything is associated. Your driver's license, for instance, everything gets associated with that residential address. So you can only have one residential address associated per family. So keep these things in mind when you start looking at Malta as a permanent residency solution for your family. If you have any questions on this, or if you're uncertain about how it would work for your family specifically, and what size apartment would be considered suitable, please do drop us the question below. Have a look at the links. You're welcome to make an appointment to have a consultation, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to stay in touch. Thank you.